Hi everyone, welcome back to GameMobile HDgraphic Channel. I know this list is what you are looking for because nowadays the mobile market on MMORPG is turning from anime to realistic graphic. As usual, our team is trying to give a Triple A MMORPG game so everyone who's watching this video will get the best of the best from a different aspect and also perspective. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video of Top 10 Best Mobile MMORPG for Android iOS 2025 Realistic Graphic. RS Rise of Guardian. Trust me, when this game releases globally, then the other player will come to try and keep playing it. It is set in a futuristic world where the sci-fi and also the robotic base will blend together to create a perfect visualization. The game's developer is GACHA, which is, as I know, this company has a high specialty in the MMORPG genre. We can explore the world unlimitedly either by riding your vehicle or a mount. Seriously, I really love how their design is pretty amazing with a robotic form. The game is made for cross-platform on PC, Android and iOS. Even though it's kind of an MMO, but the gameplay looks so interesting with a high intensity of action hack and slash base. We can even attack the enemy while moving. That's why the combat mechanism is one of the highlights. All players should be concerned about and making it has the positive things to attract the player. Most of the skill will show a flashy color. The skill effect will determine based on your hero's job classes, such as an assassin, mage, or a berserker. RS Rise of Guardian will become the most played MMORPG games on mobile and PC with a realistic graphic of MMORPGs that we have ever seen. Freefour. I wish the developer of Necros company republish again because right now are the best moment to launch this game. The realistic MMORPG right now is getting more attention than the last few moments before because as we all know, the anime art style is pretty dominant in the mobile game industry. But right now the market is going to turn over into a realistic MMORPG, which is Freefour will be one of the best MMORPGs that will exist on mobile. Even as I remember, Freefour has a very small size, it's about 2 GB only for the whole data that we need to download to enjoy the all features and map. This game has a very bright color of panorama with a green landscape and beautiful seawater. The main gameplay is fully un-auto with a high dynamic camera angle will give a great perspective to the player. With so many selection of heroes classes, about 12 selectable jobs, will give you an opportunity to select your best play role as your own characteristic. Unfortunately, the developer made it less features, likely they should add a trade system, world boss system, guild versus guild and also crafting system. I realize not many players remember it, but surely I had a great day when I played. Freefour is not pay to win MMORPG and really newbie friendly as a free-to-play player. Chimera Land. I know most of you are still waiting for this game coming up to mobile. Even most of the players keep posting this game to make another publisher want to get the right to release the game again. I really hope it will happen, or maybe the new game's developer would like to create the remake. This is one of the best MMORPG back then with a super graphic and amazing monster hunter base that come perfectly in a wide world and blends perfectly with a sandbox gameplay, which I mean the player has a huge chance to explore their creativity to create their own home base. The number of the monster who's walking around looking way too much that makes the player always be ready for a sudden attack. Even the monster level will have a huge gap within the player, especially as a newbie. The combat lets the hero hold two primary weapons of sword and bow, but surely you should use the gun slowly and wisely because the ammo will need some resources to collect. Are any of you still hoping this game release again on mobile? Please write on the comments. RF Online Next. For a player who doesn't know how good this game was, then I would say if you are not lucky enough. Because the classic RF MMORPG was a killing machine to a player who loved to play a competitive PvP games. With 3 different races which are Bellato, Acrasia and Korra that should be defending their dignity through player versus player is the most satisfying thing we should do. Unfortunately, this new version we all will have a different plot twist where all of the races have been united and we will face the new monster. RF Online Next is a new brand MMORPG where we play in an advanced world and set in a futuristic concept as well as a robotic design. We can explore the area by flying freely to reach a certain spot faster without any limit. The game's combat mechanism is fully autoplay, we only need to be concerned about the stamina indicator to be able to unleash your special skill. I really hope the developer will add an English voiceover once we are talking, because I'm so curious about the main storyline and how the characteristic of each race through their voiceover. Lage 2M. You guys need to download this game now because it's really refreshing and just released on mobile platforms. I just realized how many players are waiting for it to release globally. And after waiting for more than a few years, finally the developer decided to bring it on global. Unfortunately, the game has so many competitors nowadays, making the game don't get more attention. This is what I call a momentum. Timing to release the game is the key to keep the hype of the players to keep playing the game. And I see the momentum has lost a few years ago since the hype is getting lower right now. I really hope the developer will launch the game globally faster. Anyway, let's get back into the gameplay. This game will show you a casual gameplay with a super fast character improvement level and playable in an auto gameplay. We will have a chance to increase the character combat power by collecting a high tier pet or increase the hero's equipment. Light of Mote. It's pretty easy to attract the newbie player to get attention on this game because the developer made a game that is pretty similar to Horizon Zero Dawn Mobile, with a high quality graphic and amazing gameplay mechanism like we can do crafting, make your own creativity, hunt the monster that looks so advanced in design, because the common monster has a combination of an animal and robotic form, making it a great appearance. As a main character, we can hold for more than 2 weapons and switch the weapon as we like based on the combat situation need. Craft as many weapons as you can to make a higher chance to get a high quality equipment. It's pretty important to get a rare resources around either by crafting the material or killing a certain monster. The one thing that I really love about the feature is we also can do a plantation activity. Overall, I would like to give 10 to 10 from the visual, gameplay and how the game turns the role-playing game into a perfect survival base. Black Desert Mobile. This game still become one of the most downloaded MMORPG on mobile history. It reached over 10 million players only on Play Store, and the number will get bigger once we combine it with the App Store. It has their own visual that we can't compare within the other MMO nowadays. It's pretty unique and identical. Honestly, it's quite newbie friendly. Even most of the players said if this game is heavy pay to win, but for me it's a great game for a free to play player. With a seasonal reset will make the game become way more fair and balanced. The developer has a privilege with so many job classes that we can select freely. Even all of the skill will be unlocked since we started the game. With all of the active and passive skill you have, I am sure you will easily pass through the earlier stage and reach mid-game way faster. My question is, are any of you still playing this game since the game has been released for a few years already? And what is your opinion about Black Desert Mobile now? Please write in the comments, thanks. Rohan II. Have you played the previous version of Rohan before? Because I didn't see any huge improvement by the graphic look. I wish the developer would add more enhancement, especially if the visualization should get more attention, because this is the newest sequel of the Rohan game. But right now the game can rotate into 360 degrees and be able to zoom in and zoom out, which is a great improvement. I really hope the developer will add the trade system between the players, since I realize if most of the players who are in the city are just like a bot, because they all look standing still only without having any movement for a certain minute. The game has a very good explanation on how to do some features like skill setting, strengthening equipment and many more because it's pretty on point. I realize the combat mechanism is quite clunky even though we can't drag the skill to a certain target that we wanted, which means the hero will hit a random target within the closest range. I would like to remind you it's kind of an autoplay base. Do you think Rohan II will have a bigger community than the previous version? Granado Espada M. I will play this game when it releases globally. It's very insane how the game looks like a Final Fantasy game series by the graphic and visual. Even the object around is pretty much the Final Fantasy as well as the character design. This MMORPG has a partner mechanism base where the hero can place and deploy one ally to support in battle. So we will not be doing the adventure by ourselves because the ally will actively attack the enemy continuously. Unfortunately, we can't control him to lock a different target, so the main key is to raise the combat power faster by increasing the companion strength. Just to let you know, Granado Espada M was released on PC before, but right now we can play the game on mobile. In my opinion, the graphics on mobile are way better on PC. I think the developer will focus on mobile market right now. The game is playable on auto so you can play casually and easily. Have you ever played this series on PC? What was your experience then? Necros. This game is absolutely impressed me when the game launched on mobile for the first time, because as I remember, this game is the first MMORPG that was made by Unreal Engine 5. No wonder the game's graphics are impressive. Unfortunately, I feel like the developer tried to reduce the visualization enhancement to become playable on mobile level. No wonder, even if you play it on a mid-range spawn level, I'm pretty sure you can play it smoothly and perfectly without any single laggy. There is one thing that I would like to share if the developer are watching this video. The number of the server is way too much. It's reached more than 200 servers. I highly recommend making a merge server to make the server get alive and busier. The game has a point and click base. The hero will only stand still in one position to attack the hero even if we can't mobilize the hero while in combat. It's full of auto features where you should play harder to level up the main character. Bonus: Odin Valhalla Rising. This game is the most worthy MMORPG games on mobile with a super high graphic game will let the player enjoy the visual within PC level. I'm pretty sure many of you will enjoy the game even with a mid-range phone level because the developer is successfully optimized on the game on mobile platforms. Before you download this game, make sure you know how the game has a very hard grinding base. My character did 24 hours to grind the EXP while I'm working. If you are a free-to-play player, then I would suggest you to play it, as long as you have a free time to do an AFK. These all are the best MMORPGs on mobile in a realistic look, and really good to play right now and even in a few years later on. Because the visual is a top tier level or a Triple A class. Remember to support this channel and click the like button. See you on the next list. Thanks!